Hey, welcome to our new video, and in this video we will try to study the arrays data structure. And when we talk about the data structure, we actually meant how we can store the data in our memory. So for example, we have seen one thing till now, which is a variable. Let's say we got a variable. This variable may be x equal to 10. We store a one value in it. But what we need to do now is to store a multiple elements in it. So, for example, let's take an example of a memory block. This is my memory. I'm going to say the memory. And this is all the things which is stored in this. Maybe it's empty, maybe it's not. I say, okay, I have stored a one variable which is 10, but now what if I want to store multiple things? What if I have multiple numbers, like these, like these, like these? So now what I have to do is to actually store them in an array. So using this array, how I can actually store them inside my memory. So when we talk about arrays, what happens is that when we have a memory, we have a large set of memory. And eventually, when we save the variables, maybe I got 10 here, I got 11 stored up here, then I got 14 stored up here, and these, you can assume these are memory blocks. And you can assume that they are not stored at the one particular position, but they're stored at the different positions. Maybe we have a 20 stored up there. Well, what array actually do? The array actually help us store the multiple elements at a one place. So when I talk about a memory location like this, and I say, okay, I have an array, refer as a 1, which has a multiple elements, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it will store them at a one place inside the memory. So by 1, 2, 3, 4. So these are my memory blocks, and everything is stored together on a consecutive memory places. So this is one of the features that array provide us. Moving forward, one more functionality of our array at this is a homogeneous. So what I mean from a homogeneous, like this can only store the element of the same data type. Like if I'm storing 1, then I'm storing 2, then I'm storing 3, then I'm storing 4, then I can't store x in it because x might be my string here. So I can't do that. So this is the main functionalities of our array, that it's stored at a homogeneous data type, and it stores continuous memory places inside the memory whenever we store. And we can add, and basically if we talk about Python, in which we will be working, Python, the problem is Python uses list to refer as array. So a list is a little different from array because array has a fixed position. Fixed length may be the nice word of it. Fixed length. But the list in which we turn with the Python may not have a fixed length. So when we are implementing our array in Python, we are actually implementing the lists in which we can add an element, in which we can store an element, and in which we can delete an element. And the size changes dynamically. But when we talk about the arrays in a different languages like C++ or any other languages, like for example, if we talk about C++, and I am trying to store an array, I have to tell them the memory size. Like if I do that, it gives me 100 blocks of memory in memory. And I can't exceed that limit for this variable. But in Python, I can really go up to 101. Even if I declared 100, I can still add the 101th element. So this is just a feature we can say, or this is just a backbone of Python. According to programming, according to what we develop, we can see. But inside Python, we can do that. And we will see the very basic operations of array, because this is just the simplest data structure. And then we will move forward and see the other ones. So hopefully it will stick together. And now we will be moving on Jupyter Colab, Jupyter Notebook, and I'll be showing you some sort of coding. So stay with me.